Beerreviews.com. All right, let's do a very interesting beer review tonight. I know the lighting is not that great. This is from the Burial Beer Company. That's a tongue twister. Out of the famous Asheville, North Carolina, where obviously a lot of these new micro craft brewing companies are really blossoming and doing very, very well. We've reviewed several of their beers. Their beers are not cheap. I believe this came in I think this one was in a 4-pack. And it was like $13. This one is it's an IPA, considered an American IPA. Its IBUs are 55, its ABVs are 6%. And this is really interesting. So what they did here is they took Mosaic, Dorado, and Galaxy hops. What they're trying to do is give a citrus punch, which makes sense. The only thing missing there could have been citra hops. And then they added Simcoe hops on the dry hopping at the end to give it a piney complexity that's easy to sip in a hazy IPA. They also put in some Pilsner, Oats, and locally grown malted rye. A lot of the ingredients that this brewery uses are regionally and locally owned, regionally and locally harvested, and owned too, for that matter. So a lot of their beers have a very, very unique aroma and flavor that quite honestly are not easily duplicated. Alright, so as I always say, let's get it into a glass and see what we've got. I did have this, I believe it was on draft, not in a can. All their beers are in cans. Some are in the taller, what I call tall boy cans. Alright, so this is a good 18 inches away, and I can already smell oranges, lemons, very citrusy aroma. So, yeah, this smells great. It smells very heavy in Mosaic hops. It's very, it's what I call, it's fresh, squeezed juiciness from what I also have always labeled as like a cornucopia of citrus. So, it's heavy on the lemons, heavy on grapefruit, very heavy on the grapefruit. Maybe some peach in there. It's even got a little bit of what I phrase as kiwi. It's just extremely sweet, almost like a sugary aroma. And you can definitely smell all those hops in there. You can, the Galaxy and the Dorados have a fairly unique aroma. So yeah, it smells great. It's definitely very hazy. It's got kind of a light golden color to it. Nice carbonation. Perfectly white, frothy, foamy head on it. So, cheers. Let's get into the glass and see what we have. Yeah, see, that's good. So, that's really good. Again, typically the way the aromas work are also the way the palate works. It's citrusy, it's orangey, it's grapefruity, and it has this really quick pininess to it as it kind of finishes. It finishes fairly what I call thick, so lends to the haziness. It's only 6%, so you're not talking about an imperial IPA. It drinks like one in the palate, in the density and the stickiness. I can still kind of feel it milling around in my palate. I think the cool thing about what their beers do is they've got a freshness to them that all the way around you can tell a lot of effort, a lot of true art of brewing went into this, because it doesn't taste old, it doesn't taste cheap, it doesn't taste like quite honestly that it's a macro brew, which is why you buy beers like this. But it's got such a fresh flavor all the way around, and the finish is awesome. The finish definitely has just a very, very nice coating of the palate of fresh hops, of good, what I call complex. Best way to describe this is the hops and the citrus marriage together perfectly, and I call it happy mouth. Great stuff. HawkBill IPA, again, is not something a lot of people are going to be able to get. If you can get it, I highly recommend it. I am very particular about IPAs. This is probably one of the top 20 IPAs I've had this year so far. Their beers don't disappoint. Some I think are not necessarily for me. They might be for you. you're ever in Asheville, I have not been here yet, but I would definitely check out the website, check out the brewery. They're brewing very, very good quality craft beer that when you purchase a price point like this, you get what you expect. So cheers to them. We rate our beers between 1 and 5. I would give this probably a 4, if not a 4.5. And for an IPA, that's a very high mark for me. I would definitely buy it again. I definitely like it's a unique flavor, but I'm telling you, this is one of those beers that you're going to go back to and say, man, and the store's out of it, and they're like, God, I really wanted to get some HawkBill today. That'll definitely be on the upper list for me. So if you've tried it, leave comments to our YouTube channel or our website, microbeerreviews.com. We appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we upload all the time. And as always, we will see you again real soon. Cheers.